Potentially, one of the most intimidating parts of the whole university selection process is the admissions interview. Most UCAS applicants won't have to face an interview, but anyone applying for a professional course in health or education will probably have one. Anyone applying to Oxford and Cambridge too. A good number of courses at the most competitive universities will interview, in particular Imperial and UCL, as will swathes of creative courses, some also including portfolio discussions or auditions. This video is all about helping you prepare and nailing that interview. Now, there are broadly speaking two main reasons why universities interview. Firstly, to assess whether you're qualified and ready to take the course. In this case, you're not up against other candidates, just against a set of criteria. These are often used for health-related and other professional courses, but may also be used for creative courses. Alternatively, interviews may interview to find the strongest candidates for the course. These will be used for high-demand courses, and you are effectively being pitched against other applicants. In either case, a great interview won't guarantee you a place, and a weak interview won't necessarily mean your chance is gone. Realistically though, a very poor interview will probably be bad news, while a blisteringly good interview can go a long way towards securing your place. So, what are universities looking for in the interview? Well, the University of Cambridge has some pretty clear information on their website. It states, the purpose of this interview is to assess your understanding of your subject and your potential for studying it at Cambridge. While Cambridge will undoubtedly have some of the most challenging interviews in the country, I'd say that this statement pretty much sums it up for every university and every department who holds interviews. They want to assess understanding and potential. So, they want to know that you have the basic academic knowledge required, so expect questions based on what you've studied already. They want to see you've really engaged with the material, so they'll expect a discussion, not just one-word answers. They want to see your potential to apply your knowledge to areas you haven't encountered before, so they may ask you questions about things you don't know. They want to test your motivation, so we'll ask questions to find out how much you really want to learn and develop your knowledge. And for professional courses, they also want to test your knowledge of the profession and your motivation to enter it, so they may ask questions that look beyond your academic studies to establish this. So, what interview questions can you expect? Well, clearly, different subjects will involve very different questions, but there are a number of categories and themes that you will find come up in almost all interviews. These are: 1. Why do you want to study your subject? It's pretty much certain that you'll be asked this question in some form, and it's a question that you should be 100% prepared for and able to answer without hesitation. They will mainly be interested in why you want to study their subject. So remind yourself what you said in your personal statement, showing motivation, thorough research, and a confident decision. Prepare this so that you can answer without thinking about it. 2. The technical academic question. Most highly competitive course interviews will have at least one challenging academic question, and often two. This will be something specific to your discipline and will normally take the form of a previously unseen problem, text, image, or scenario. There is literally no way to second guess the question. It could be anything from how would you calculate the mass of the Earth to look at this image and tell me what you see. Sometimes they'll give you something to read immediately before the interview in preparation. So, how do you handle this type of question? Well, whatever the question is and however hard it seems, don't panic. The purpose of this question is to assess how well you're able to apply existing knowledge to a new problem and to see what your thought process is. So do your thinking out loud. First, describe the nature of the problem, and then explain what you already know about the subject area. Then move on to the problem in hand. How might your knowledge be applied? At each stage, consider whether there's something that you don't know or don't understand. If so, explain these and ask for clarification. The interviewer might give you some help or some new information, and they'll want to see your response and whether it changes your thinking. 3. Professional knowledge, motivation, and experience questions. In interviews for professional courses such as health, architecture, teacher training, they will want to check your understanding of the profession you're entering. For example, interviews for health-related courses in the UK will normally include something about the NHS values. They will assume you know these and could ask you to give a practical example of any one of these values. So be ready to answer questions about professional values, standards, and ethics by thoroughly researching the relevant professional organisations. They'll also want to see that you've gathered some practical insight into the profession, perhaps through volunteering or work experience. You should be fully prepared with examples including the skills and knowledge you have gained. 4. A question from your personal statement. One way interviewers may try to put you at ease is to ask you a question from your personal statement. If they do, it's a gift. Just listen carefully to what they're asking. Normally they'll be looking for you to go deeper into the topic than you did in your statement. 5. Questions to determine your motivation. A final type of question you could be asked will be to check your motivation and your enthusiasm. This could be anything from when did you know you wanted to be a teacher to who is your favourite contemporary architect? Now, given the breadth of possibilities here, there is, once again, no way to know in advance what this question might be. Just be confident that if you have a great reason for wanting to study the course, it is very likely that there will be something in the question that will bring out your enthusiasm. Now, most interviews will include the chance for you to ask a question or two at the end. So what can you ask? And what should you avoid asking? Well, for starters, avoid asking things that can be easily found on the university's website. And don't ask them why you should choose their university over another. Interviewers are not salespeople and will probably find it uncomfortable. And don't ask academic staff about practical things like student life or accommodation. They simply won't know. What you should ask about is anything that is of genuine importance to you that is academic related but isn't clear on the website. So, for example, if you know that there are options available in Year 3 but there isn't a published list, you could ask them what the options are. You could also ask them about their part in the course. What bits do they teach and what are their favourite bits? Or you could ask them what their top piece of advice would be for a student starting the course. The answers might give you real insights that you can't find online. Now, the most important piece of advice that anyone can give you for your interview is this: practice, practice, practice. Some of you will be at schools where they set up mock interviews for you. If so, take every opportunity available. Many of you, however, will be at schools where they simply don't have the resources, so you will have to look for opportunities yourself. So, for example, ask a subject teacher at school if they have 10 minutes to do a short interview with you. Better still, ask your favourite teacher to find a teacher that you don't know to do the interview. It doesn't matter what they ask you about, take the opportunity to practice analysing a question, taking the time to formulate an answer, clarifying anything that's unclear, and having a discussion about the answer. You could ask your parents if they have a friend who could do a mock interview. It's not critical that they know anything about your subject, just ask them to come up with 2 or 3 questions about a topic that you and they know a little about. Practice answering those questions using your critical thinking skills. What are they asking? What is the essential problem we're dealing with? What do I know about the topic already? And how can I apply this to the question? When you practice, do all your thinking out loud and make it a 2-way conversation. Take every opportunity to have conversations like this with people you don't really know, and you'll come a long way towards being more and more comfortable in a formal interview. I'll finish with a few things that you should be doing in the days before the interview. The practical stuff first. Know exactly where you need to be and when. Plan your travel meticulously and build in plenty of time for delays. If the interview is online, make sure you know which platform you'll be using, how it works, and make sure you're familiar with the laptop that you're going to be using. Check the video and the sound, where to find the settings in case you need to change them during the interview. Know exactly what you need to bring. Do you need to bring a portfolio with you? Will you need a pen? Will you need paper? Check exactly what's going to happen at the interview. Will there be a pre-interview test? And what's the format of the main interview? If you haven't been given all the information you need, get in touch with the university to find out. And what about preparation for the interview itself? Well, read all the guidance that the university has given on their website. Read the course details thoroughly. Read the websites of any relevant professional organisations. Make notes about your motivation to study. Remind yourself why you were so keen to apply in the first place. List out your relevant experience, your favourite aspects of the course or profession, and your knowledge of professional issues. Remind yourself of things you've read that were helpful and things you've done that have given you relevant skills. and reread your personal statement. And that is about it. From here on in, it is all about preparation and practice. All that remains is for me to wish you every success in your interview. Otherwise, follow me and check out my YouTube channel for videos about admissions tests, personal statements, and everything else to do with choosing and applying to university. And don't forget to like and share this video so that more people will see it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.